All right, Taurus, how you guys doing? This is Cosmic Boogeyman coming at you guys with a timeline read. Um, so as I was getting set up here, I was just looking at, my cards and just getting shuffled and thinking about it. I'm like, how many Tauruses do I know personally? And it's not like a preference thing. It's not like I look out of my way and say, like, God damn you, Taurus, I will never hang out. And I'm an Aquarius. Look, see, card jumped out, right? So I'm thinking to myself, like, how many Taurus do I know? And I know a couple. So if those of you, my friends on the channel, please comment because I'm an Aquarius and I'm a different spirit altogether. And I know you're patient. I'm patient, but you have persistence. And I love nature. You love nature. But there's like materialistic stuff. I just don't care as much. And this possessiveness. That's the things that I kind of get like, ugh. And this is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius card for me, right? So I look at this and I kind of like hem and haw over this because it's like that's me. And I'm not saying this just fell just so we're getting this clear. Um, and as we're about to start to read here, and I'm just trying to get the idea out of my head before we start, um, because we're going to see it, and I'm going to basically set the tone before we even start. Um, because we have cards that we can get to pop for you today. But we have like the King of Pentacles. That could be your card. And I want to say it before we even go. But we have the Hierophant. So we have a few cards. But it's really up to you. And I want you to think about this before we get started reading. But that's my card, just so you know. This is ground zero. That's where we are. That's my card. And that just fell out. So what I was about to tell you, no lie, Taurus, is if you're here with me, you're staying with me, hang in there. Um, there's a few cards you can actually pick, and whatever card you have in your head, whatever card you say, this is my card, because you're an earth element. So, depending on where you fall between that April 20th and May 20th, it could be something else, because you're a bull. Typically, you're a bull. Um, and, you have that spring rain, that dawn rising, Pleiades, you have that whole strength, endurance stuff going on. But you have the Empress in there. And if you're a male, you may want to use the Emperor. But however you fall, if you want to be masculine or feminine. But you're an abundant person. You're overbearing. We made that very clear already. Um, but overbearing is one of those things that's like the spring comes in, it's like boom, I'm here. There it is. It's like damn, spring came in fast. Yeah, it did. But you're a goddess, and that's why I like using the Empress card. So, personally, can we use the Empress card going into this? Let's keep going. Because I don't want to sidetrack too much here, but I want to just basically establish your card as we get going into this, all right? Because I appreciate your energy. Your enjoyment of nature works. So let's say the Empress is your card. All right, here we go. Well, that's a good start. 7 July. All right, all right. What else we got? Wheel of Fortune here, Taurus. So that's growing something. Maybe we're growing this read, growing what's going on here. Uh, Divine communication. Let's take this card. Yeah, that's perfect. At the root of our reading here, root from me to you, we're growing this reading. By February, this is going to be blossoming into something more amazing. All right. So, but you're kind of that way. You're steadfast. You have stability. You're going to stick with it. But hey, you like doing things with sexiness and pride, right? You have some charm. You slay the day. All right. Death. What are you ending? This could be a Scorpio card typically. Doesn't always have to be a Scorpio card. But that's the lucky 13. That's big changes. That's time changing. You're not afraid to do it. This is brand new beginnings with death. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, Taurus? Because I'm making a change here with you. This is what I'm doing. Look it. That's the hangman. That's your emotional perspective, emotional ground zero. So if you're on this read with me, or you're sitting here and you're watching this video, maybe you don't know too many Aquarius. Maybe you're not like hanging out with Aquarius. Who knows? Justice, taking action. I like the Justice card with the King of Swords, who's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They are typically they fall along the same pattern, same seating patterns, stability. They're not holding the balance of scales, but there's something else going on here. But when we're talking about this Justice card, we're talking about even like Judgment, but that's not out here quite yet. When we're talking about these guys. Um, we're talking about cause and effect, win-win situations, right? I'm looking to read for you. You're looking for a good reading. I'm showing you the universe is talking to you through this reading. There it is. Hierophant, life lessons. That's another major arcana. That's traditions, conventions, conformity, expectations. What have you expected from getting one of these reads if you're sitting here watching this reading? Maybe the ending. Maybe before you expected something else and this is a different reading. That could be, because I don't charge for reading Taurus. I don't know if you know that. Like, I actually read for free on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. So, Taurus, I come at the readings a little different, you know? I, I respect it. I respect who you are. You like to leave an everlasting impression, so I'm basically trying to tell you I'm reading for you to help boost that soul that's inside that amazing shell of yours. Let's keep going. What's at the center, the heart of you? There it is. There it is. There it is, Taurus. I can't make this up. Maybe we haven't triggered. Maybe you haven't triggered that Taurus inside you. Maybe you basically haven't fired off those cylinders at all boosters. But there's that devil card. The devil card pairing up with that. That could be that could be a Scorpio, could be something else, could be a little addiction, greed, could be a sexual lust even. Maybe you have a sexual lust. Is that you? Maybe. Um, but when we're talking about the Empress and the Empress as a whole, it's about fertility, creation. We're talking about that like long term, the expectation, the conformity. But we're getting partnered up here with some really dark energy. It's almost like you like riding the rails of the darkness. Maybe you like going clubbing even. Like you like um you enjoy getting like if part of my expression here, but like I'm seeing this like you because we get this dark communication. You're kind of like, if I'm looking at this, Taurus, it's like you or somebody else or somebody you know enjoys getting extremely inebriated and having sex. That's what this is. Like, that's like, and having a deep conversation because they can connect to a different place in themselves. Yeah, that brand new start is there. It's very, very telling. They raise their vibration. It's very telling, and maybe this is how they connect to other people. They connect at their base root chakra and they do it, but they haven't triggered themselves yet. I would beg to differ. This isn't you, but I'm going to say the world is bent on this idea. No breadcrumbing, but I think that you have to figure out what you want permanently. It makes someone happy. By September, somebody takes a stance on whatever this is. Something's happening here, Taurus. Very interesting. There's a sneakiness that's going along with this relationship. And we haven't even got to the actual what is going on. I'm trying to figure the situation out. Like there's either people related to this, like there's justice coming in, right, raising a vibration, there's an Aquarius, deep conversation, long-term commitment, indecision. There has to be something related to this. But from your perspective, from your emotional perspective, um, the one is coming in or you're the one. But that's an indecision that's got to be triggered. Let's see. I feel like I want to go to the secondary deck. I feel like this is such a really unique read. I've never had such a powerful, powerful, powerful feminine blocking off such amazing energy. This is the fifth knight, just so you know. That's the death knight. Like he's riding a horse. The only other person to ride a horse typically in my deck and all this is the Six of Wands. Like if you see he's riding a horse, but it's more of a show horse. But your death knights are there, and I almost feel like they're protecting you. It's like the Empress got some really dark energy protecting it, and I'm wondering if that's you. Let's keep going with this. Yeah, see, there's secrets everywhere. What is going on here, Empress? Is that you? Is that you, Taurus? Yeah, some deep stuff going on with you. That's the deepest version of this card out of all my decks. There's a passionate male, fire sign even, very stable, but someone has their ear. This could even be, when I'm seeing this on top of that death card, I have to be very, very honest with you. Very honest with you, Taurus. That's like dark side communication. Just so you know, because you're talking deep, like gray area, like past lives. This is like talking to death kind of stuff, like demons. Yeah, it's burdened. Just so you know. So if you're talking to someone that's a fire sign, be cautious. Just be very cautious. That's all. We'll get more about that. There's a hangman situation with this. I would say this is that person that you're talking to, the fire sign or the passionate male. It could have started with an online communication that's changed and maybe makes you feel younger, more exploratory, um, like your younger self. And they're the dark horse. I think it's because of this dark energy they make you feel, yeah, they make you feel, maybe others chase them and you feel like you're chasing them for a reason. Yeah, look at this. A little bit of blocking and people are after them. Maybe there's an ex-wife even. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. See, there's the Queen of Swords, but they're not looking at this person anymore. See, you're like the younger version of this other person. See, a lot of swords. I'd be very cautious though, Taurus. Very cautious. Unless it's vice versa. Unless you're like you realize that you could become the new wife, or this person is looking for a new wife. But there it is, flipped. You have to realize you're a Taurus. You're not a version of that person. Your soul is very unique. Do you understand this? It's very, very, very unique. Um, how do I explain this to you? Because when I see the Empress popping in this mid center, this heart chakras, this heart soul, you have beautiful, beautiful energy. It's not like you have energy like anybody else. So Taurus, it's like you are a very beautiful soul. Like you are put here to do something different. So you have to believe in yourself because what you're doing is you're part of this like beautiful tapestry. Like your potential is limitless. You're the queen of queens or you're the king of kings, and your efforts may go unnoticed, but they don't go in vain. Like whatever you're doing, everything is affecting somebody else. Like this ex-wife or this ex-partner is seeing it, and they're trying even harder to do something because they're in competition with you. Does that make sense? Like you're a masterpiece in progress, so they're like, "Fuck, why is this person seeing my like whatever?" Like anyone that comes across you or meets you, you're so perfect or you're so nice or you're so genuine. It's really hard to compete with you because what you do is unlike anybody else. It's really tough because your smile's genuine, you're reliable, like you're determined, you're patient, you're very, very sensual. Um, you do things not to impress somebody else because that's who you are. You're possessive, but you're protective. That's a difference. That's very different. I love this. You're a practical thinker. You approach things with a grounded mind, and you're realistic. You get in your head, but that's okay. Yeah. See, look, that's the divine jumping out, saying, "No, you're meant to be with this other person that you're coming into." Yeah. See, look, you're gonna be happy. You're the king or the queen of the hill. It's just a matter of you getting into this like complete mindset. I love, love, love this Taurus. I really do. Yeah, see, look. This is the best version of that card. Once you realize who you are as a soul, once you realize who you are as a person, you jump into this new person. You have to race to this mindset. Um, you have a lot of negative energy. You're going to basically move away from that. That negative energy will not follow you. The divine's going to basically hold them back. That's where your happiness comes in. You are beautiful and you are very, very protected. I think what's going to happen is you're going to move away from these secrets, this negative energy. No tower moments are going to follow you. You are very well protected. I read for another sign tonight and it was negative. It was actually, I think, Leo. They had tower moments everywhere. They had the devil, they had death, they had the tower moments following them. You could see how different it is for you. Okay? So what I'm telling you, Taurus, is you like, nope. And then they're like, okay. And you're like, I'm actually going to become more amazing. And then anyone that actually sees you or meets you goes, God damn it, I have to go become a better person too. And they're like, yeah. And you're not saying you have to. You're actually support them just being who they are. Just enjoy themselves. You're an earth sign. You have a deep connection to nature. Like, no, go out the outdoors. Just be outside. That's all you're saying. Look. You like connect. Just connect. Just get outside and connect. That's all you're saying. You're an empress. You're saying get to that deep connection. Raise your vibration. That's all you're saying. Look, fall in love with nature. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to be connected. But what happens is I think there's a disconnect where people think that you're or an asshole, a bitch, but you're really the one to help lead others. So that's your this is your like an emotional perspective. Like this is how you see things emotionally. Like you're like, no, I'm just being nice. This is who I am. You're like, yeah, that's your intuition kicking in. That's all. Keep doing what you're doing, and others will follow you. There's a disconnect with what you are doing, um, but you have past life driving this. You're probably into animals, cats, black cat, maybe even. Maybe you're a fan of the black cat. You're making very, very, very good progress. Whatever you're doing, there could be a person, like I said, an Aquarian male. There could be an Aquarian female. But there has to be a fire sign somewhere playing a part in here. But there's a secret coming out, and what you're doing is you're making others become better versions of themselves, very good versions of themselves. It's past life driven. You're all past life driven, Taurus. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let others persuade you to do anything other than what you've been doing, because you're just becoming a better version of yourself. You're like a snowball effect. I really, really love this. So stay steadfast. Keep going what you're doing. You're a grounding force for relationships, and you're amazing to have around. You're the kind of energy we need to have pulled into relationships to help those relationships recognize and realize that it's okay to be possessive, right? Because that your value in security, or you are protective, you consider what a value is. So keep doing what you're doing. All right. So, if you haven't liked, you haven't subscribed, please do. Share the channel, let others know. If you have any enemies, send them over. I will read very bad for them, almost guaranteed. Or send them over on Wednesdays. Give me their username, and I will roach their reads. All right. So I'll see you guys on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern. Let me know what you're thinking. Make some noise in the comments, and I will talk to you soon. All right. See you guys later. Bye, Taurus.